Everybody, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in to Spirit of Vinyl. My name is Craig. This is a show where I sit and talk to you guys about my record collection. So today I want to talk about Kiss. Of course, I'm a huge Kiss fan, if you can't tell by all the stuff that's back there on the walls and so on. And I could talk about Kiss all day, every day. Have been my whole life. So I won't bore you too much with that. But, as we're going through this record collection, I have every Kiss album on vinyl, pretty much. Well, yeah, every single one. So there's going to be a lot of those. I have more Kiss than any other band in this collection. So I'm going to be talking about Kiss a lot throughout as time goes on with this show. But I'll try to spread it out as to not bore you non-Kiss fans out there, which, if you're a non-Kiss fan, I can't get that. Now, I get it because, Kiss is, Well, anyway, we're going to talk about this one. Non-makeup era Kiss, 80s era Kiss. Kiss Crazy Nights. This album came out in 1987, and it was, at the time when it came out, it wasn't really one of my favorites. I loved 80s Kiss, but this was a little glammy for me at the time, but the more I listen to it now, the better I enjoy it as I've gotten older. So this one's a 76 pressing, which means it was mixed at Can-Am Records and 76 on labels. I don't know what the 76 on the label means. I'm assuming it has something to do with the pressing plant. I've got this cover listed as VG. There's another infamous hole I've talked about in the last time I talked about Kiss. I used to hang these albums up on the wall when I was a teenager. This is the last one with the hole in it because after that in this era of my life is when my parents moved and my room was a lot smaller, so I wasn't hanging my albums on the wall anymore. So it's the last time I have a hole. The albums after that don't have push pins because I kind of grew out of that. You can see I did some dumb shit to this one right there. You see that drawing of the star on Gene's chest? Yeah, I apparently did that. I don't remember doing that, but I was looking at this today. I was like, when the hell did that happen? I don't remember doing that, So the inner sleeve, I have half of the inner sleeve. I have the side with the lyrics on it. The other side, if you can see, there's nothing there because it's actually missing right here. I looked it up. There was a picture of the band on the other side. I must have split it in half at one time in my life and hung it on the wall back when I was a dumbass teenager. And I have no idea where the other half is. Haven't seen it in forever. Actually forgot it even existed until I had to look it up. I'm like, well, this sleeve looks split in half. The record itself is in pretty good shape. I've got it listed as a VG+. There's that 76 on the label. I love this Mercury label from the 80s, this black Mercury label and this cool logo. I don't know if I love the logo because I saw it a lot as on Kiss records. I think it's cool looking though, but I think my bias is because it was on all those Kiss records in the 80s. Overall, it sounds very good. There's a few pops here and there, but I still got it listed as a VG+. There's no skips or anything else. This is an album I've had since 1987, so it's one of my own, one of the ones I've had for a long time. I bought this when it first came out. I don't remember exactly when. I did like this album, though. It's got a couple of good songs. It's got, Crazy Nights was a radio hit, and so was Reason to Live. But some of these other songs are really, really good. Some of them are kind of cheesy. That song, Bang Bang You. I want to bang bang you with my love gun, baby. Paul Stanley just writing about his dick again. But songs like No, No, No or Hell or High Water, the Gene Simmons songs on here are actually really good songs. And when I was listening to it today, Bruce Kulick is an underrated guitarist. His guitar work on this album is excellent. Also on the back, you can see right there, there's a little tear there. It's got creases in the corners. You can see it real good right there. There's creases right there in the corner. So that's why I have it listed as a VG. It's still pretty solid. Looks pretty good on the edges and everything else. But overall, I'm never going to get rid of it. I've had it forever. And I looked up at what it would cost you for this pressing of the 76 pressing. Like I said, whatever the hell 76 means. They're about $50. with the same condition that I have. And I was surprised by that, but I'm not that surprised by that because Kiss fans are nuts and they'll pay all kinds of money for shit that they don't have their hands on. If they want a copy of this, they'll pay the $50 for it. I'm assuming, I don't know if it's ever been repressed or not, but I only look up the copies that I have. You know, you go to Discogs, you hit your own collection, you're looking at it, and if you hit buy vinyl, it's just showing you the same exact pressing that you have. So to replace this same exact pressing, it would be like $50. Luckily, I don't have to do that. The spirit of this vinyl for me takes me back to that time when I was in high school and, you know, graduating high school. 87 is the year I graduated from high school, and this album came out. And just, you know, I was kind of a crazy teenager. And being a Kiss fan, as a Kiss fan, it was kind of tough, you know. You always hear Kiss sucks and things like that, and people, oh, they're all about image or whatever. But this isn't necessarily about image. You also have to look at this. Like I said, Bruce Kulick is a very underrated guitar player, and Eric Carr is a great drummer. You have to look at this era of Kiss as a different band as the guys with the makeup. The music style is different. The look is different. They're a different band. And then when they reformed with the original members, went back, now they're basically just a traveling road show. They haven't put out any real new music in the last 20 years or so. And their tour is the same as it's always been. They put the makeup on, you know, and they've got other people playing the Gene and Paul characters and all that. Now that's a different band also. But this band from the 80s, this Bruce Kulick, Eric Carr era is almost, I would dare say, a better band than the original four lineup, the classic 70s Kiss. Not to say I don't love the classic 70s Kiss. Of course I do. That's what got me into hard rock and heavy metal to begin with. But this is like I said, it is a different band in the 80s, and they changed their style and they fit in with the glam movement, the pop metal type sound that was popular in the 80s. And they sold lots of records and they did good business. But it was a different band, and the style is different, and the sound is different. Because I mean, let's face it, Eric Carr is a great drummer. He was way better drummer than Peter Criss ever was, and Bruce Kulick might be a better guitarist than Ace Frehley overall. If you think about it, you know, I love Ace, and I love the original lineup of Kiss. But this lineup here, this is the one where I came of age. You know, we talked about that in the Love Gun episode when I first discovered Kiss. But I was in junior high, and it was almost the end of the makeup era anyway. So I came of age in high school with the non-makeup era Kiss, the 80s era Kiss. I love that era of Kiss, and I think they were a great band. And I'll fight anybody who says different, honestly, you know. But they were as good as any other band of that era. They were as good as what Motley Crue and Bon Jovi and all those guys were doing, and Winger and those people. So, you know, you got to give them credit for sticking around and basically still being a rock and roll band, but kind of changing genres and staying relevant throughout a whole nother decade. They were the biggest band of the 70s. And now in the 80s, they've changed their style and they're still remaining relevant. They were still over MTV. People were going to their concerts and buying their records. So you got to give Kiss credit where credit is due. So that's the spirit to me for this, is this thing, you know, and it's got good songs on it, and I really enjoyed it. And I didn't think it was that great when I was younger, but now newer ears and hearing guitar solos, and you know, this is kind of keyboard heavy a little bit. Some of those songs are keyboard heavy, but it's okay. It's really a good record. So if you don't have it, I don't know if I'd spend $50 on it if you're not a Kiss fan, but if you are a Kiss fan, you already own it anyway, because us Kiss fans are kind of nuts and we kind of own everything that they ever put out. But if you can get a copy of it for a decent price, I would recommend buying it. Of course, I would recommend Kiss to anybody who wants to listen to rock and roll. So anyway, well, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for watching again. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead, like and subscribe down below. Thanks again for listening. My name's Craig. This has been The Spirit of Vinyl. Listen to some Kiss, and we will talk to you guys all later.